Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so here is the second video line. I'm not sure how, but I think my face is not enough lightning. I don't know how to adjust the brightness, but never mind. Okay, I hope you can see my face here. Right. So, guys, we proceed with the second question. Actually, this question is again from Puncak Alam question. Um, Okay, so the question seems long and maybe you think it is difficult, but it is not actually. It is actually quite a simple question. Okay, so never mind. We go together this question and see whether you can do or not. But it is actually not that difficult actually if you understand how to do. All right. They put, of course, the question put a few tricks in this question just to confuse you. All right. So never mind. We just proceed with the question first. Okay. Okay. We go through the question first. Okay, Fushia Berhad is a event company with 25 years experience managing event in Penang, right? The company responsible for planning, from promoting and ensuring smooth running an event schedule and individual event. All right. Okay. So this could span anything from a wedding to virtual conference. So this is just an introduction about the company first. Right. The financial year end of the company is 31st March annually. All right. So this is the first point that I would like to highlight. 31st March annually. All right. Fushia Berhad has signed an agreement to lease, right? So Fushia Berhad, okay, we know Fushia Berhad has signed agreement to lease a building, a double-story building, with a big hall from Majika Berhad for 4 years. All right. So this is the few point that I think important for us to highlight, for me to highlight to you, right? Right. First thing, they have Fushia Berhad. Fushia is the one who leased the building from Majika. So Fusia is a lessee, Magica is a lessor, all right? We need to be clear on this part first, all right? And then the lease is for 4 years. Okay, the lease is 4 years, all right? So we read the contract details here, right? The contract was signed on 1st October 2020. You see, 1st October 2020 until the year end of the company, 31st March, because Fusia close their account 31st March every year. So when the contract is signed on 1st October 2020 until 31st March, how many months is that? If we calculate October, of course, we count October, uh, November, December, January, February, March. So it's going to be 6 months, right? 6 months. The first year end for this lease contract are going to be 31st March 2021, which is 6 months after the lease is signed. Okay, it is important for you to decide this because you need to calculate. Remember, you need to calculate interest. That is the first thing. Of course, the interest is bound to how many months or how long you bound or the thing become your liability. Right. So the fair value of the asset on inception date is 550,000. Okay. You still remember the previous question. The previous question gives you fair value, which is equal to the minimum lease payment, or in other words, it is a lease liability. Remember? So this question used the similar concept. Plus, this question did not give you any PV, present value rate or anything, right? They didn't give you table or anything. So how you want to prove, right? So you cannot, in this question, you cannot prove. So you just use that figure to become your lease liability. All right. Plus some more, this question did not give you additional cost. So we assume our lease liability is equal to our right of use asset equal. Right. The monthly installment, this is another point to highlight to you. The question now mentioned a monthly installment. Up until this question, all the previous question that we do, they never give you a monthly installment. All the previous question that we did all give you a yearly installment. So this is the first question that gives you a monthly installment, right? So if it is a monthly installment, we need to base on month. As I mentioned before, okay, now they give you starting on 1st October 2020, paid in advance. So this is another important point. Okay, as we discussed earlier, 1st October until 31st March, October, November, December, January, February, March. So it's going to be 6 months, right? Right. So monthly installment mean that you need to times with 6 for the first accounting period. I mean, for the first year end, it is 6 months, right? Paid in advance. What does mean? Mean that in order for you to get this interest, you need to minus with payment first. After that, get outstanding, then times with interest percentage, like what I show you in the previous question. Okay, in advance. That's how we do in advance. Okay. Uh, what if it is monthly? So we assume it is similar, right? It is going to be similar treatment, even though it is monthly or yearly similar. We assume it is in advance, so we need to minus first before we calculate with interest, right? So they are guaranteed residual value already. This is another important point. They highlight to you that have a guaranteed residual value of 19,447. Mean that in your schedule, you can have zero at the end. At the end, it must be a figure. How much? 9,447. Okay, you need to have a figure at the end. All right. 19,447 at the end of the lease term. All right. Allocation of interest is 5% per annum. All right. So they give you interest rate here. All right. Never mind. So next we proceed again with the information that we have. The contract state additional term and condition as follow. All right. So this is according to the contract, what they have in the contract. Right. The type of building with hall to be leased out to Pusya Berhad. You see, in the contract, they specific the type of building they want to lease to Pusya Berhad. Magica Berhad has a variety of building with event hall available at any time that can meet the requirement of Pusya Berhad. Okay, all right. So remember this. This one for us to decide whether it is identified or not, whether it is substantive or substitution. Remember that one? Okay. Never mind. We go and read again. Majika Berhad has an obligation. Majika is the lessor, has an obligation to substitute the building with similar event hall if only, the word there, if only here, if only the hall schedule overlap with other event hall. What do you think about this sentence? All right. This sentence, if only, so mean that only if the building is not available, then Fusha will use another building with the same requirement and everything. Right. So who actually at loss here? Who actually at loss? Is it lessee or lessor? Okay, in this case, if we see in this case, because they rent a hall, a building with a hall, right? So by right, Fuchsia just use one building. Okay, unless the building is not available at that time, Fuchsia will ask to use another building. Only if, right? The word is only if, right? So is it Fuchsia going to lose here? Or lessor Magica are going to lose here. If you read this, basically, we can come into conclusion that lessor are going to be at loss here, right? Because lessor have to provide another venue for lessee to use, right? Right. Okay. It's not like lessor want to use this because lessor want to change this for another's or not. This only happen if it is overlap. All right. Never mind. Okay. Next, Fusia decide on operation. Okay. Fusia is the lessee decide everything here. Decide on operation and decoration of the hall, including event schedule, event manager, food and beverage, all handled by lessee of Fusia here. Okay. Never mind, never mind. We proceed to read the next paragraph. Fusia Berhad also provide item for lease. Oh, this one is a different story already. Fusia Berhad also provide item for lease, mean that Fusia is a lessor now, such as sound speaker system, lighting system, and photo booth. All right. On 1st of April 2022, Fusia Berhad signed a contract for arrangement for 3 years to provide a service and equipment of the speaker system to Double and Studio. Okay, never mind. So now we know. Now different story. I highlight with green because this different story. It is Fusia is a lessor now. The sound speaker system, including microphone, loudspeaker box, power amplifier, system processor, and wireless system under the brand of Behringer, was acquired by Fusia at 120,000 with the useful life 6 years on 1st of April 2020. You see, this one they acquired on 1st of April 2020. And useful life is 6 years. The total cost is 120,000. They lease on 1st of April 2022 for 3 years. Okay, now we want to follow which one? Fuchsia should follow 3 years or Fuchsia should follow 6 years. Alright. Yeah. Here now, Fuchsia is a lessor. That asset belong to Fuchsia, right? Fuchsia is a lessor. The assets belong to Fuchsia, right? Okay. You see, Fuchsia kept the maintenance of the equipment. The monthly rental agreeable by both parties is 3,000. So Fuchsia kept the maintenance of the equipment. Fuchsia is still in control of the asset. So therefore, we should use actually 6 years, not 3 years. 3 years is the lease period. 6 years is Fuchsia because this asset still belong to Fuchsia, right? Right? It's not Fuchsia, it's a lessee. Now Fuchsia is a lessor. If Fuchsia is a lessor, we need to see whether it is a finance lease or operating lease. Okay, so payable at the end of the month. Okay, now it is at the end of the month, right? But this one is the lessor story. For the year end 31st March 2023, there is a 3-month rental accrual by Double N Studio. Mean that for the year end 31st March 2023, there's 3 months that Fuchsia did not receive yet the rental. Remember, Fuchsia is a lessor, rental received is income. So there is a 3-month accrued income. Okay. So again, guys, we want to use 6 months or 6 years or 3 years for depreciation calculation. We are going to use 6 years. In this question, we are going to use 6 years because Fuchsia is the lessor and the asset is belong to Fuchsia. Fuchsia still control the asset, right? Okay. We proceed actually. What the question asks us, and actually we just read the question, so we don't know what the question asks us actually. All right, so we see the first question here. Analyze the element of lease contained in the contract arrangement between Fuchsia and Magica Berhad. All right, so this is the first paragraph. Not when the Fuchsia is a lessor. This one is when the Fuchsia is a lessee. Okay, so now the question asks you to analyze the element of the lease contract. Here I extract the information from the question. Easy for me to explain to you, right? Plus easy for you to refer to. Right? So the first one, they highlight to you, the type of the building with hall to be leased out is specific, right? Is specific, highlighted in the contract. Therefore, the first question here, the question asks you to analyze, right? So you need to provide an analysis. Analysis is a paragraph line, but of course I provide you in the point form. How you want to do it, to put in paragraph is up to you, but I'll provide you in point form because 4 marks I will provide 4 point. Right? Is there any identified set? Okay, so now yes, the contract convey identified set. In this case, double-story building with big hall has been specified in the contract, right? Type of building has been specified in the contract, right? Okay. Next, what is the what the question give us? All right. Next, we read. Magical Berhad has a variety of building with event hall available at any time that can meet the requirement of Fuchsia Berhad. All right. Fuchsia, want this type of building specific in the contract. They have a lot. All right, okay. But the asset is identified already, type of building, everything is identified already, okay. Majika Berhad has obligation to substitute the building with the similar event hall if only, okay, I highlight here, if only, if only the hall schedule overlap with the other event, right? Therefore, because of this if only word, the lessor substitution right is not substantive. Okay, it's not substantive. They cannot simply substitute the hall because they want. They only substitute the hall if only the hall schedule is overlap. Okay, if only lah. So substitution right is not substantive. If the hall is not used, Fuchsia can use. But only if the hall is overlap, then they can suggest Fuchsia to use another hall, right? Okay, true, though the lessor has variety of building with event hall, the substitution will be made when the utilization of the hall has clash with another event only. You see the word if only, right? If only, right? The case is different if at any time they can ask Fuchsia to change the building, the case is different. But now, if only it is overlap, then Fuchsia will use another building. All right. What else? Fuchsia Berhad has decided to operate. What else? Fuchsia Berhad has decided to operate the decoration of the hall, including the event schedule, event management, and food arrangement. So Fuchsia is the one who in control in this case. So therefore, lessee has right to use the identifiable asset. In this case, actually, whosoever has the right to control the asset, as it has right to decide how the hall is decorated and managed for the scheduled event. Plus, the lessee has the right to obtain the substantially all the economic benefit from the use of identified asset. All right. So in this case, this is the 4 point for me to highlight to you for the analysis purpose here. Okay, 4 point. You need to write this in a paragraph. If you want to write in point form also can, but you need to explain a bit. So this is the point form for me to for me to highlight to you how to answer this question. Right. Okay. Right. So the next question we proceed. Prepare the journal entry for the book of Fushaber for the year end 31st March 2023. Right. You see, 31st March 2023. Okay. So now I highlight few points here. I just extract the few information from the question. Fair value of the asset at the inception date is 550,000. The monthly installment is 12,000 starting on 1st October 2020. We discussed already, right? 1st October 2020 until 31st March. The nearest 31st March is 31st March 2021. Year end is 31st March, right? So 1st October 2020 until 31st March 2021. We discussed already 6 months. Okay, we discussed already 6 months, right? So in advance, payment in advance, mean that payment in the beginning of the period. There is a guaranteed residual value of 19,447. Okay, right? So interest is 5% plus the financial year end of the company is 31st March annually. Okay, all right. One more is 4 years. We are going to use 4 years, right, for the depreciation calculation, right? To make it simple, to make it easy for us to answer all this, I would like to prepare a schedule first. Even though the question did not ask, I would like to prepare a schedule as a working. Again, guys, payment made in the beginning or in advance. Therefore, you see the arrangement, beginning balance first, and then payment, and then outstanding, right? Like the previous question, right? Because payment is made in the beginning. If the payment made at the end, payment will be after interest. Okay, all right. So now the first year end that the question will proceed, I mean the answer will proceed is 31st March 2021. The first year end, But you see, these 4 years, right? 4 years. If you calculate this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, why this is 5 years? It's not 5 years. The first period, the first year end is only for 6 months. Remember, it starts from 1st of October 2020 until 31st March 2021. It's only 6 months. All right. The last period, which is the year end 31st March 2025. Actually, the list is not until 31st March 2025. List tak sampai pun 31st March 2025. List will finish at 30th of September 2024. Why? Because it is for 6 months, right? You see, 6 months in the first period, 6 months at the end period. So it's going to be 1 year, right? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. 4 years lah. That's why 4 years period, because this one is 4 years period. The first year end 6 months. 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 6 months. 6 months, 6 months is 1 year. So it is enough by 4 years. Okay, right? So again, 6 months in the beginning, 6 months at the end. At the end, the lease is ended at 30th of September 2024, but reporting period will be 31st March 2025. Why reporting period is 31st March 2025? Because the question mentioned, right? The question did mention, right? The company year end is 31st March every year. So even though the contract, the lease is finished at the beginning, but we need to report at the end, which is 31st March 2025. So nothing happened lah between the rest of the 6 months. Nothing happened, right? Okay, we start with the beginning. What is the beginning balance here? So we have only one information here, which is 550. So we use 550. We have only one information here. So 550, then 550, we consider as our lease liability, right? The first payment is made for how many months? For 6 months only. 6 months only. So 12,000 monthly installment. Okay, monthly installment times with 6, we get 72,000. Beginning balance less with payment, we get outstanding. Outstanding times with interest, we get the amount of interest. Remember, interest also for 6 months only. Interest also for 6 months only. So we get 11,950. Outstanding plus with interest, then we get ending balance. Ending balance for year 1 are going to become beginning balance for year 2. Alright? And the process is continued. But the second year, payment is made for how many months? Second year is full year. Full year is 12 months. So 12,000 times with 12 months is going to be 144,000. So again, beginning balance minus payment, we get outstanding 345,950 times with interest. Now no need times 6 months because it is full year, right? 12 years, 12 month, right? So we get 17,298 outstanding plus interest, we get ending balance 363,248. So again, ending for year second year will become beginning for the third year. Okay, the third year is the one that we want to do lah, because the question asks us to do for 31st March 2023, right? So this, the highlighted one, is the one that we are going to do. Again, the process is similar. Beginning balance minus payment, get outstanding. Outstanding, calculate interest, then outstanding plus with interest, we get ending balance. Ending balance will become ending balance. Again, the process is continue again. For the last row, now be careful, because now we have a residual value of 19,447. Because we have a residual value, our ending balance here should be equal to the residual value. As residual value should be equal to residual value. Right. Therefore, you see here, we get the beginning balance 90,521 minus with only 6 months, because last year also 6 months. I mean, the last period also 6 months, as we discussed here, 6 months. So times with 6 months, we get 18,521. So 18,521 times with 5%. This one is actually a balancing figure. Balancing figure. Actually, you should times with 6/12 also here. But this one is actually not necessary because it is a balancing figure to make sure you get 19,447. Oh, why? Why we still need to calculate interest, sir? In the previous question, we no need to calculate interest, right? In the previous question, the beginning balance less with payment equal to 0. Why this one is different? This one is different because we have a residual value. That's why it is different, because we have a residual value. Again, the last interest is balancing figure. How to get this last interest? 19,447 less with 18,521 to get this figure. To make sure the figure is tally. Why is this not tally? Because this decimal point, right? Because it's a lot of decimal point we round off here. So that's why it is not balanced. Okay. Just to add on, we want to do for the year end 31st March 2023. So what do we think? If the question asks you to do statement of financial position, what is the current liability for 31st March 2023? Okay, again, for us to do a current liability, we need to look at the next year, right? So next year, how much is our current liability? Our figure here, 230,210. We need to decide how much this one go to current, how much this one go to non-current, right? Current is the one that we need to pay next year. If the payment made in advance, we pay in the beginning, so we take full. 144,000 is our current liability, right? Then how much we get for non-current? The figure 230,000 less 144,000, so we get non-current. Which one? This one, right? 86,210, which is 230,210 less 144. We get this figure, right? That is non-current liability. All right. This one is a note for you, lah. Again, guys, this one is a note for you, for you to refer. All right. Next, all right, we haven't prepared the journal entry yet. This one is just a working first. Okay, next, what journal entry do we need to prepare now? Okay, remember, guys, the question asks you to prepare for fuchsia. Fuchsia is a lessee and lessor at the same time, right? So we prepare for this table is for lessee perspective. So we prepare for the lessee perspective first. All right. For lessee perspective, for this year, what do we have? We are going to have a lease payment, interest, and depreciation. Three, Okay. So how much is the lease payment? 144,000. This year, 144,000. So we record debit lease liability, 144,000. Credit bank or cash. Cash or bank, same, 144,000. Next, what do we have? Lease interest. Lease interest for this highlighted, how much? 10,962. So we record lease interest. Debit lease interest or lease interest expense, anything. 10,962. Credit is lease liability. 10,962. All right. So this lease liability, just to highlight, it is with Magica. It is with Magica. Magica is our liability here. All right. Next, what else? A depreciation. How much is depreciation? Depreciation, as we discussed, okay, it is 4 years. So we take full 550,000. We assume it is similar with ROU, right, of use asset, divided by 4 years. So we get 137,500 per year. Okay, it is straight line method. Every year going to be the same, 137,500. Okay, all right. So next, prepare the journal entry. Again, we continue from the perspective of lessor. Okay, so for us to do from the perspective of lessor, I just extract the information from lessor perspective. Okay, again, guys, so the lessor start lease from us from 1st of April 2022. Okay, we are doing for year end of 31st March 2023. So 1st of April 2022 until 1st of March 2023 here, how many months? 12 month, 1 year, right? So it is 1 year of 12 months. So no issue lah, no issue. We do like normal one lah. Okay, next. It is 120,000. Useful life is 6 years. So we are going to do depreciation. Again, this asset is ours, still ours, right? So we are going to do depreciation for 6 years. Okay, what else information? 1st April 2020. Okay, this one is we bought the asset on 1st April 2020. All right. So if we bought the asset on 1st April 2020, how long do we use this asset already? Okay, 1st April 2020, the year end will be 31st March 2021. So 31st March 2021, 1 year. 31st March 2022, 2 years. 31st March 2023, which is what the question asks here, is 3 years. Mean that we already used the asset for 3 years. So if the question asks you to prepare a statement of financial position for this asset, so you need to minus with accumulated depreciation for 3 years already. Okay, understand? Why 3 years? Because we start using this asset on 1st of April 2020. 1st of April 2020, the first year end is 31st of March 2021, 31st of March 2022, 31st of March 2023. This question asked. Okay, so 3 years, All right. So Fusha kept the maintenance and everything. So the monthly rental is 3,000. Fusha are going to receive this. Year end, for this kind of period, 31st March 2023, 3 month accrued. What does it mean by accrued? Accrued mean that not yet received. Okay, not yet received. Okay. So how to do the journal entry for the lessor? To do journal entry for the lessor, basically, we are going to receive for how many months? For this 31st March 2023? 12 months. So therefore, 3,000 times 12 months is 36,000. All right. This one is rental income that we should receive for the year. But we did not receive for 3 months. But we did not receive for 3 months. So therefore, there is a lease receivable or accrued lease rental or accrued rental income by 3 months. So 3,000 times 3 months is equal to 9,000. Remember, this one is you learn already actually. Uh, accrued revenue, accrued revenue is considered as your current asset. That's why it's a lease receivable or under current asset. Accrued revenue, right? Remember, how to decide whether it is asset or liability? Liability is other or sorry, we owe to others, right? Liability, liability. It is our obligation to pay to others, right? Other owe us, right? So we owe others, right? If others people owe to us, then it is a receivable or asset. Whether kita bayar orang ataupun orang bayar kita. Kalau kita kena bayar kat orang, that one is our obligation. Our obligation is a liability. If orang yang bayar kat kita, kita akan receive, kita akan dapat, that one is our resource or sumber. So that one is our asset. Okay. Okay, this one is we are going to receive, but not yet receive, but we are going to receive. So this one is our resource or sumber. So that's why it's parked under lease receivable or accrued rental revenue. So how much do we receive already? We receive already for 9 months. So yeah, 3 months not yet received, right? So in 12 less with 3 is 9 months. So 9 months is we receive already. So we receive how? Bank or cash, similar. So 27,000. Right? Okay, so accrued for 3 months there. Okay, so next, the depreciation. So again, guys, depreciation is divided by 6 years. So 120,000 divided by 6 years. So we get 20,000 per year. Okay, so debit depreciation, credit accumulated depreciation. Depreciation is similar, depreciation is easy. Okay, right? Next, Last, part C, prepare the extract statement of profit or loss and statement of financial position for 31st March 2023. All right, so this one, we prepare everything already, right? So we just proceed. So again, we prepare the profit or loss first. So first thing first, remember we have rental income. So rental income, we record a full year. Remember, under profit or loss, we record a full income, even though it is accrued or prepaid. We record a full income for that period. That is revenue and expenses. Revenue and expenses, whatever incurred and earned during the period, we record. Even though we did not receive or we did not pay, we record. For example, if we talk about expenses, bill air, for example, bil air bulan ni kita record bulan ni. Even though kita bayar bulan depan, right? Kita kena record bulan ni because we incurred the expenses bulan ni. Right? Same goes with the revenue. Revenue that we should receive bulan ni, kita record bulan ni. Even though kita akan dapat duit dia bulan depan. Okay? That's how we record revenue and expenses. Revenue is record when we earn, not when we receive the money. When we earn. Expenses is record when we incurred, not when we paid. The expenses is record when we incurred. Right? Okay. What else do we have here? We have an interest expense from the lessee perspective for this 31st March 2023. Interest expense 10,962. You just extract from the previous question, previous part. And depreciation is for these two assets. So we have lessee perspective and lessor perspective. Lessee is 137,500. Lessor is 20,000. So you total up, you get interest depreciation by 157,500. So is it okay if you want to separate this? Can, no problem. Separate also can, combine also can. That is expenses, All right. Next is statement of financial position. All right. In under statement of financial position, remember we have two assets, right? So I just highlight these two assets, right, to make it easy. Lease building and sound speaker equipment. So basically, our cost is 550 for lease building and 150,000 for speaker. We minus with accumulated depreciation. Okay. Why lease building is times with 2.5 years, sir? Remember, it is the first year is 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, right? Remember? 2 year and 6 months. So that's why it's 2.5 years. Right? So 550,000 divided by 4 years times 2 years and 6 months, or 2.5 years, equal with accumulated depreciation 343,750. Why under lessor here, sound speaker, we divide by 6 and time with 3? We discussed already, right? This one. We use the asset from 2020, 1st of April 2020. So 1st of April 2020, 31st March 2021, 31st March 2022, 31st March 2023, in which this is what the question asked you to do. So use for 3 years already. We are the owner of the asset. We are not lessee here. We are the owner of the asset. So that's why we calculate the depreciation such as we are the owner of the asset, right? So that's why it is divided by 6 years times with 3 years. Okay, now after minus, you get the carrying value. Okay, done. Next, now we have to decide how much okay, now we have one more information here under current asset, which is the lease receivable under sound speaker equipment, right? Remember, right? We accrued for 3 years, right? Why it is asset? Because we are going to receive the money, right? Because we are going to receive the money in the future, so that is our resource, our duit, right? Our resource that we are going to receive, our duit that we are going to receive in future, right? So it is a resource. That's why it is fall under lease receivable current asset. Why current asset, sir? Why not non-current asset? It is current asset because we are going to receive in near future. Alright. If you are owe other a rental, when you are going to pay the rental? Kalau you ada sewa yang you tak bayar bulan ni, bila you rasa you akan bayar? Mestilah dalam masa terdekat kan? It's not you akan bayar dalam 3-4 tahun lagi kan? Rental kan, sewa kan? Alright. So, we assume that rental are going to be received within 1 year. So that's why it's fall under current asset. Okay, now next we discuss already from the table how much our current liability, how much our non-current liability. We discussed already, right? So current liability will be the full payment, 144,000, and the non-current liability is the balancing from the total figure that we received from the table of third year, which is 31st March 2023. All right, guys. So that's all for the question. Thank you.